What's happening, boys and girls? How the devil are we? Shanksy here, and welcome to my roster reviews, where we review yours, well, maybe not yours, but somebody's roster who's got in touch with me about it, and we check out everything they're working towards, all of their characters, all of their teams, and see if there's anything I would do differently. Now, keep in mind, guys and girls, you are a huge part of these roster reviews as well, because I really look forward to reading your comments at the end of all of them and see what you would do differently as well if you were to take over the roster we're about to look at right now. So, without further ado, let's get into it. What's going on, boys and girls? How the devil are we? Shanksy here, and today's roster is for Twent. Twent is 575 days into the game, and in that time he has amassed a total collection power of just under 4 million, with his strongest team power being 334k. He is part of that Gold 3 Alliance, the Life Hustlers. I know all about that, boys and girls. I know all about them apples. So in that time he's been more MVP 11 times, 136 characters collected, only 17 of them at max rank, and his all-time arena rank is 118. Now, that's one of the big things that he's struggling with, is arena at the moment, and also trying to work out who he's going to be gear tier 14 and up. So, $800 spent on the game so far, and yeah, we're going to have a basically see who we're taking Dark Dimension, see what we can do for war teams, and see if we can find a better offense or defense for arena. Lots to do, boys and girls. Let's get into it. One thing I want to say before we do get into this this roster as well, though, guys, is looking at the Blitz wins. Twent is definitely a milestones and chill type of guy, right? And I feel like that's probably why there's only a few characters at max rank, is because of these Blitz wins. And I think this is going to have a lot to do with, if you are just starting the game off, like, you have to push hard. Now, if you are just starting off, you have to push super hard to be able to break in to the top 2000s and whatnot, where the real shards are. Hopefully, with this Blitz rework that has just come out, hopefully, it's going to make it all a little bit easier for everyone. But it's definitely going to be a factor with having such low Blitz wins at this stage, is why Ultimus hasn't been unlocked and stuff like that. Right, so let's get into it. Right, so top of the shop. And I'm guessing a lot of these guys are the ones that we've got earmarked now for going up to gear tier 14. And there's some very, very good choices in here. Some not so great in my opinion, but some very, very good choices. Level 75 for Phoenix all day long. One of the musts in my opinion for global, to be able to get through that global node. Full stop. I think without Phoenix, I never would have got anywhere, right? Black Bolt there as well, level 70, 63k. Now, as he's in your arena squad, and he's probably going to be one that you gear tier 14, spend that extra gold, get him up to level 75. He is probably going to be one of the big staples of your arena team for some time, and one of the biggest characters in the game, bar none. Level 75 all day long, 6 red stars on him. Beautiful. Right, then we move to Carnage and Symbiote Spider-Man. Absolutely phenomenal, the pair of these guys. Now, the trouble with taking Carnage, Symbiote Spider-Man, and Venom up is they all require those alien spores, right? So, I would recommend get started with Symbiote Spider-Man, then go on to Carnage, then probably someone like Ghost Rider for the city side of things, even Punisher. Loads of different choices, but Venom's going to be a very, very tough third to get up there for Dark Dimension on your first time round. Minerva at level 75 there, 59k, absolutely great. Definitely worth getting up to. Probably one that's actually slowed my my progress down by not having her in the cosmic side of things. So definitely recommend that. Same with Hela. Now, Ultron, as much as I love Ultron, I really feel like his days passed a little bit, right? I feel like there are a lot bigger opportunities, a lot bigger choices to take up to gear tier 14 at this stage as opposed to Ultron. Now, Ultron still gets one shot, left, right and centre, even at gear tier 14 at Dark Dimension, and he doesn't really bring anything to me for the global nodes that I would recommend him. So honestly, at this point in time, I would probably swerve Ultron and spend those resources elsewhere. He's just not bringing enough to the fold at this point in time. Sif probably there to get Black Bolt even higher. Definitely makes sense farming Sif. And right, let's scroll on down. We've got Carnage at 34k. Captain Marvel there at 33. Yo-Yo at 32. Yo-Yo is well worth putting some more resources into. Unfortunately, not farmable and probably never will be, but still well worth putting those resources into. Now, literally, as far as like the Inhumans team goes, to get a really strong Inhumans team, as long as your Yo-Yo and your Black Bolt's on point, I've got to be honest, it doesn't matter too much about the rest of the guys, depending on what you're doing with them, right? Depending on what you're doing with them. But Yo-Yo and Black Bolt are definitely the key components to pretty much most things. Right, then we're going down, and we've got a lot of people favoured here. And, like, literally, there's 2 lines here of people favoured, and it may be a little bit too much. Obviously, Nobu there, Hand Assassin, trying to get up there for the shards, trying to get up there for Phoenix up to 7 stars, I believe. Totally understand. But let's try and pinpoint what we're really doing. With 3.5 rows of favorited, it's going to be a little bit tough to work out what you're actually doing, who's getting shards, who's getting gear, who's getting this, who's getting that. Let's try and tailor make it a little bit more. So who would I leave up there? I'd probably dump Ultron off, right? He's level 75, 54k. He's gear tier 13 by the looks of it. Leave him be now. Get him unfavorited. Same with Venom. I probably wouldn't worry about him because of what he requires to go up to the next stage. He's going to take away from Carnage, going to take away from Symbiote Spider-Man. So getting rid of him might not be a bad shout. Colossus, are we doing anything with him? Is he helping us unlock anything? Probably not. We can probably drop him off as well. Sif, we want to keep an eye on where her shards are going. Carnage, we probably want to be farming out every day. Captain Marvel, are we working on her, or is she just up there for the sake of being up there? I don't know. Nobu, Hand Assassin, definitely keep working on them, man. You want them to 7-star. Totally understand that. But yeah, a lot of these guys that we can unfavour at this point to try and really like focus on where we're going, right? Right, then we got Pyro top of the shop at 71k. But would be below that Phoenix. So Phoenix is the biggest character. Moving on to Pyro. Mordo there at 66. Rocket Raccoon at 66 as well. Then we go down. We've got Groot. We've got Thanos there. 4 red stars on Thanos. Magneto, Jessica Jones, Wolverine. Scientist Supreme, level 71. I'd like to see that as well. Magneto at level 71. Juggernaut is in your arena squad. Boost him up to level 71. Just for the sake of being in your arena squad at the moment. Juggernaut's like a big tank. And it's going to go even better with extra resistance. You know, not so much the focus, but definitely the extra resistance. Right, moving on down. We've got Iron Fist in there. We've got Elsa Bloodstone, Cyclops. That's a real nice looking Cyclops there at level 70, 47k. Miles Morales. A lot of these guys are at level 70. And I like that, but I don't like that, if that makes sense. I'd rather see a few key people at level 71 and maybe the rest of the guys at level 65 at this stage. That level 65 to 70 is just such a big increase in gold for characters that you might not be using. So again, even this far down the roster, where we haven't brought their gear tier up to go with them, or their red stars aren't there, or they're not there, they're still at level 70, and that's a lot of resources going into guys that, you know what, if you're using them for Blitz, might not be a bad shout, but if you're just doing the milestones and chill side of things, there's a lot of resources going on in these guys at level 70. So this is probably the first set of tunes, Loki and Thor, that we've seen at level 60 there. Right, moving on down a little bit further. What we got? Falcon, level 70. Toad, 67. Nick Fury at 60. AIM Researcher there at 70. Oh, man. Probably one of the weakest AIM characters in there as well. Definitely not really worth looking at any further. Heimdall there at level 60. We've got Coulson at 60. Blob at 60. So these are the guys, like almost this shield team, I'd rather see over, I don't know, from a defensive point of view, I'd rather see over Spider-Man and Miles Morales, for example. Definitely over Spider-Man and Miles Morales. I don't really feel like they fit into any team properly at the moment. Like, arguments for Young Avengers, arguments for symbiotes, but not really. AIM Security there at level 70. Drax at level 70. Blob at level 66. Shield Medic at 55. Right, moving on down. We've got Mantis. We've got Okoye. We've got Killmonger. Decent red stars on Killmonger there at 4. Okoye, level 60. 5 red stars. Shuri, definitely worth taking up for all of your Ultimus raids. Like, Shuri's one of them really good characters. Fits into a lot of teams to Shuri. Well worth taking her up to level 71, in my opinion. Shield Assault there at 55. Shield Security there at 55. Hulk there at 3 red stars, level 66. With the rework, Hulk's a bit of a beast, man. Bit of a beast. Keeping my eye on that that Avengers team. I don't think they're crazy good, but they're pretty decent, right? Right, Gamora there at 24. Strife there at 24. 5 red stars on Strife. And part of that Emma Marauders team with the big Strife. That is a scary, scary team to get through, right? Shocker there at 23. Baku, Hawkeye. Again, 5 red stars on Hawkeye. Miss Marvel there at 21. Elektra, Crossbones. Right, who else we got? Mr. Sinister down there at level 55. 18k is definitely worth boosting up a little bit. Probably out of all of these tunes down here, Mr. Sinister is absolutely great for Dark Dimension as well. Giving you them clones, and especially for war defense as well, a really, really good character. I've also been using him a lot recently in raids, and he removes heal block, you know, clones. He does a lot of good stuff and gives himself energy, so he pretty much always starts full, which is beautiful. Right, Mr. Fantastic, Namor, we got Deadpool there, Kree Cyborg. Now, a lot of these guys you expect to see down here, your Nebulas, your Stitchers, and so on. But then, obviously, Black Widow's just got that bonus. Captain America's just got that boost. All these guys type of deserve to be down here, maybe with the exception of Human Torch. Right, now, this is some big jumps you can make very, very cheaply, especially from a defense point of view on your roster, is Taskmaster, Korath, without a shadow of a doubt. These two getting boosted up just a little bit will make a huge difference to your war defense, without a shadow of a doubt. The Mercenaries are a very difficult team to get the right counter for, and unless your X-Force is in the right place, that type of thing, they're a tough team to get through. So taking Taskmaster up to like level 65, maybe gear 10, something like that. Same with Korath, will make a very, very big impact to your roster. Boomer, Ironheart, not really that essential. Same with most of the Hydra guys. Unless you got Red Skull, Hydra's not really worth focusing on. But those Mercenaries definitely are. Right, then moving down, we've got Merc Sniper, we've got Bruiser, we've got Squirrel Girl, X-23, Beast, and Negasonic. Then, who haven't we got unlocked? Red Skull, so get Hydra's not really worth focusing on. Cull Obsidian's not unlocked. Ebony Moore's not unlocked, so we haven't got that Black Order to fall back on. But where are our biggest gains going to be on this roster? Because I feel like we've gone very wide with our gold. You know, taking a lot of the guys up to level 70 and stuff like that, and maybe just spread ourselves a little bit too thin, rather than going like hard on the key characters, right? So as you can see, a lot of these guys cap off at level 70 and whatnot. Where level 71 may be better for a few of them, right? So let's have a look at the save squads and see what we can do. I feel like that's going to give us the most insight on this. Right, so top of the shop. Now, I've spent a little bit longer than usual on this one because I'm trying to find a direct comparison, because some of these teams seem a little bit low to me. Now, I might be totally wrong here, but I'll definitely have a little look at your Stark tech, because some of these overall team powers are just coming up a little bit lower than I'd expect to see them at their level, at their gear tier and things like that. So definitely have a little look at that Stark tech, because that could be a massive impact straight away, is working on that Stark tech. If I'm wrong, look, it happens once in a blue moon, right? But definitely have a little look at that Stark tech, because I feel like some of these guys should be a lot higher than what they are. But top of the shop, we're starting with BKT. Absolutely nothing wrong with this team here whatsoever. But again, for 7 stars, 5 stars, 6 stars, 7 stars, and 6 stars, I would expect a little bit higher than 294k. Keeping in mind, that's gear tier 13, gear tier 13, gear tier 13, gear tier 13. Like, I don't know. I'd expect to see these guys just a little bit higher, even at gear tier like 10. So having a little look at Stark Tech for me is going to be massive, right? Then we move down to the Brotherhood team. Now, I've got to be honest, I would already be taking off this Mystique and this Sabretooth, because you've already got a fairly similar sized Blob and Toad, moving them onto this team, and then making that Marauders team, even without Emma, even with the lower powered Mr. Sinister at this point, probably just make that team. It's not like we're doing crazy stuff on Blitz wins and stuff like that. So using that as my offense team, and then the Marauders using that as my defense team, probably with Kingpin in there at the time. Kingpin's like a really, really good fit for any type of sub-in on that team, right? On any villain team, in all fairness. Then we move down to 270k on the X-Men. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Looking absolutely beautiful there. Really nice power on there on that Cyclops as well. Makes this a very dangerous team. I really like Beast on this team, and I really like Storm. But for the levels that your Beast are, for the levels that your Storm are, this team definitely works, right? Then we move down to the Symbiotes, and we've got 50k there. We've got 50k there. Nothing wrong with this team as well. I really like this team. And again, it just seems like a smaller power level than it should be for me. I don't know why. And I can't work out where that power is unless it is that Stark Tech. And I feel like that could be absolutely massive. If it has been the Stark Tech that's been ignored, we could be getting an extra like 25% power pretty much immediately by bumping that Stark Tech up, right? Right, then we move down to basically the team that I just suggested a minute ago. So pretty much deleting that team above there altogether, using this as my war offense team, deleting this because, well, what we're going to use it for? Blitz, maybe? We might as well get two teams for the price of one without worrying about refreshes. 254k there on the Defenders. I wouldn't really worry about doing too much more with them. Then we move down to Supernatural, looking really good at 244k there. Solid positioning, decent numbers on Mordo. Again, they're just all seeming a little bit low for what their levels are, for what their gear tier are. I feel like the big mistake here is Stark Tech. Now, I might be wrong, and if it's not Stark Tech, I don't know where we're missing this power from. Because I feel like a lot of these guys should be coming up a lot higher than what they are. Right, then we move down to Aimtron. Now, I really like this team. I use this team an awful lot. And again, noticing that we're not using that Aim Researcher, let's try and basically think forward before we put any resources into a tune from now on. Like, down at the bottom here, we've got Kingpin at level 60. We've got America Chavez at level 50. Even further down than that, we've got Wasp at level 55. So people that we're not using anywhere, Hand Archer, Sorceress, are still at level 45. That's a lot of gold that we don't need to be spending that early on, you know, if that makes sense. Right, then going on to the Power Armor team, absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. Ironheart goes in really nicely there for Vision, but as things stand, this is a solid team. And again, it just looks a little bit smaller to me than what it should. Right, then we move down to another AIM team, including Research at that time. Now, that could be for Blitz, or it could be for War. I would probably keep Aimtron together and probably get rid of this team altogether. Then we've got the Asgardian team here, looking really solid. 212k, again, just smaller than it should be at this point. With their gear tiers, with their levels and stuff like that. I don't know, man. I don't know where's gone wrong. I'm guessing it's Stark Tech. Right, then again, on this Inhuman team, definitely Black Bolt, definitely Yo-Yo. Boost them up as much as possible, and you won't be going wrong there. And again, this Marauders team, exactly what I was saying with that Kingpin, and then Kingpin will get subbed out for Emma Frost once she's available. Right, then we've got 160k here on the Shield team. Now, I quite like the Shield Fury Coulson team. I really do. I think they're a solid team, man. There's a lot of times that I use them in campaigns. There's a lot of times that I use them to unlock certain things. I like this team. I like this team a lot, and I would probably work on it a little bit. It's definitely not a priority at this point in time. 140k there on the Wakandans. Again, not a priority at this point in time. 132k on the Hero Brawlers team. 122 there on the Sinister 6. 89k there on the Fantastic Four. Then we go down 81k on the Kree and 59k on the Mercs. Right, where are we going to get the biggest bang for our buck early doors? Biggest bang as far as defensively goes would be this team here, without a shadow of a doubt. Would be quite easy to bring these guys up to, say, 25k each, 30k each, and all of a sudden, that's a very, very scary room at 150 to 200k plus defense. That's a very scary room. It's a very difficult team to unlock, as it were, going forward. As far as war offense, where would we get the biggest bang for our buck? And I'm guessing, with Deadpool already there at level 50, I'm actually thinking leaning towards Cable up there as well at level 45. So I'm actually leaning towards getting Domino, X23 and Negasonic up. Even though they've got quite low red stars on them and stuff like that, if you can turn this into like a 150k team, all of a sudden that X-Force is huge in war. Like, absolutely redonkulous. Now, I cannot find a like-for-like comparison to really guarantee this with the red star, with the Stark Tech, but that is definitely something I would have a little look on. And I think just before we wrap this up, though, boys and girls, we should all admire, we should all marvel in its glory. Of where is it? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? We'll find him. We'll find him. Of that freshly pulled 7 red star Ravager Boomer. So get some F's in the comments for that Boomer, boys and girls. Holy moly. I know it's 7 red stars, and it's not worth working on, dude. It's just not. But yeah, that is it for me. So what would my focuses be? It would be X-Force, it would be X-Force, and it would be Mercenaries. And I would definitely have a little look at Stark Tech. If I'm wrong on the Stark Tech side of things, I'll put my hands up. But everything seems just a little bit lower than what I'd expect it to do, especially when it comes to the save squads, right? So that would be what I would check. They would be what I would work on. What about you guys watching at home? What would you be doing with this roster right now if you took it over? I look forward to checking out your comments. Don't get me wrong. These roster reviews are all about helping each other out. So please, please, please put a comment down below on what you would do if you took over right now. But until next time, boys and girls, that is it from me. I hope you've enjoyed the video. As always, if you have, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, all that type of good stuff. Discord links are down below, live stream links are down below, yada, yada, yada. But until next time, Commanders, be smart, be strong, be safe, and I'll see you on the flip side. You take it easy.